Welcome back, guys, to Trails of Cold Steel. As last episode, we defeated the Gama, completing our special orienteering as we were given a last chance to bow out from joining Class 7. And with all students taking up the challenge, their school life truly begins. 17 days pass before we join up with Rean again, as he accepts to do a favour for Instructor Wallerstein as we take the time to do our own orientation of the school grounds.
We've explored much of the place. What is there left to still explore? Our orienteering of a different way. Student union building hadn't gone into. We haven't gone into the gymnasium yet. No, we have been in the gymnasium. So it's the old schoolhouse is where we did that thing. The academy library's up that way. Let's check out the last few buildings, shall we? No, we haven't talked to you. Are you the Flowers Club? You might seem a little quaint, but gardening is both fun and enriching. We'd love to have you join our club if you have so much as a budding interest. Pun intended. I'll teach you everything there is to know about plants. Pun intended. Turbo myself up so I can get around a bit faster. I mean, I could go there, but I'm guessing it'll stop me. Oh, no, it didn't. Wasn't expecting that. Let's fall down the trap again and get stuck horribly with a gargoyle there. That'll work out well, won't it? Right, the doors are locked for the engineering club. This is the engineering building, isn't it? Doesn't seem like anyone's here. I think I know one person who'll be there. The only guy who we saw early on in like some kind of outfit for the job. Why is he in there? What's wrong? It's nothing. Oh, well, I suppose I'll just return to the dorms for today. Really? Just go in, pick up a book, sit in a corner and shut up. It's a library, not supposed to be talking anyway. In the library, you'll find books detailing key terminology on the second floor and recommended reading corner on the first. The recommended reading corner is updated almost every month, so it's worth checking in on a regular basis. What's more, many books you read will be added to the book tab of your notebook for future reference. You can access the book tab by pressing the touchpad button or choosing Note and then Books in the camp menu. Recommended reading corner. Hello, welcome to the library. You'll be very familiar with it by the end of your tenure at this academy. It's almost a second home for some students. Not only do we have every kind of book you can imagine, but the quiet atmosphere makes it a perfect study spot. Feel free to come along whenever you'd like. We never turn away an inquisitive mind. See, this might give us answers to our quizzes, right? I found a very exciting novel series here the other day. Haha, they're all page turners, so as soon as I finish one, I come right back here and grab the next one. Carnelia? I think you'll find I've read all that. Don't you have a club you should be running off to? Nope, I still haven't decided whether I want to join one yet. How about you? The same. None have managed to catch my interest so far. I'm in no hurry. If any have merit, I'll find out sooner or later. Well, that sounds like you, I guess. You do things at your own pace and at your own discretion, just like a noble. It doesn't take a noble to exercise critical thinking and sound judgment. At least in theory. If that's all you have to say, then leave me be. I'm not looking to be friends with you or anyone else. Right. Sorry for bothering you. Where's this recommended reading corner then? Recommended reading corner. Imperial Railways: A History. Let's read the history of Imperial Railways. It has 5 pages. Finally, some story time. Is everyone sitting comfortably? Are you all ready to learn? The Orbital Revolution of 50 years ago had a profound effect on Erebonia, much as it did on other nations on the continent. Much is made of its impact on weaponry, but I believe its influence on transport was equally noteworthy. Specifically, the Orbital Revolution allowed the creation of railways for the first time. Before the Orbital Revolution, there were only 3 methods of transport available to Imperial citizens: horse, boat, and walking. Shank's pony. Considering the sheer size of Erebonia, the situation was far from ideal. Travelling from the Imperial capital of Heimdallr to Beliahard, the capital of the Cloyson province, for example, took 10 days on foot and 4 days by horse. Such long journeys would be impossible to imagine for the Erebonian citizen of today. Changing all that, however, was the Orbital Revolution's transformation of manufacturing, making the creation of mechanical engines possible for the first time. This marked a key turning point in the history of transportation. Erebonia's first use of these engines was the invention of the train. Set in calendar 1158, the first orbitally powered vehicle to run on rail tracks was developed through the combined efforts of Professor G. Schmidt, a leading disciple of Professor Epstein, and the Rheinfurt factory, known at the time as a weapons manufacturer. September in calendar 1160, the freight line between Rose City and the Sachsen iron mine was completed. Oh god, I'm never going to remember this. I don't have a student's brain anymore. The Septuagint calendar 1165. The first passenger railway connecting Heimdallr and Lure began operation. As a result of these developments, the concept of the orbital railway became widely known throughout the nation, and by 1175, a wide-reaching railway network had been created with Heimdallr at its centre. This rail nexus effectively connected the imperial capital with all the major provincial capitals. This was followed soon after by the establishment of railways in other nations on the continent, so it started in Erebonia, did it? Or just the connections. Eventually leading to the creation of the Transcontinental Railroad 20 years ago, which has made transporting people, goods and information all over the continent significantly easier. There was no doubt that the orbitally powered airship, invented in the Liberal Kingdom, and the family automobiles developed in the Calvard Republic are also wonderful inventions. However, half a century after the Orbital Revolution, it is an incontestable fact that railways are the most important method of transport. Gotta keep true with the Erebonian pride, right? Its contents were added to book notes. Okay, so we got that from the recommended reading corner. The book didn't mention Morag. She's not a conductor, people. Alright, the second tier has, like, proper reading for me, supposedly. But maybe only when I actually get those points to show up, maybe. Doesn't look like anything's here at the moment, does it? Oh well. Until you walk past things. Well, we don't need to read all the history. Just yet. We just read a book, it's all good. That might take some time. Right, so into the student council building. I didn't see any exclamation marks. No. We've figured out the layout. Let's go in.
This should be the student union building. I know the cafeteria is on the first floor, but I wonder where the student council room is.
Hey there, first year. How's it going? Academy life been treating you well this past half month?
Oh, yeah, it has. Guess he must be a second year. It's not easy, but I'm managing. Mostly. Though I have a feeling it's only going to get harder from here on out.
Of course it will. Your class is going to be more intense than the others too. But you just hang in there, okay?
Okay. Wait. You're a second-year student, aren't you? Do you mind if I ask your name?
Hey now, let's not get ahead of ourselves. First things first, how about you let me show you this cool trick I've been practicing?
Trick?
You got a 50 Mira coin I can borrow?
I think so. Pretty sure I do, anyway.
Cheers. All right, watch closely.
Huh?
Now, which hand is the coin in? Left or right?
It's in your...
Right hand, because we can kind of see what's in the left. I'm going with right hand. I didn't see it. I saw nothing.
Too bad.
Damn!
Guess you win. I'm usually pretty good at following moving objects, too. Though, wait. You said this was a trick, which means...
It's not even in the left hand!
You catch on quick.
Huh?
Keep up the good work, man. You're gonna need to be pretty tough to get through a year with Sarah as your instructor. Oh, and the student council room is on the second floor, furthest room back. See you around. Have a good weekend.
Wait, my 50... Mira. He got me. Andy seemed to know I was heading to the student council room too. Somehow. Guy's good. I haven't met many of the second years yet. I wonder if they're all like that. Oh well. At least now I know where I'm going. Though if it really is open late, I guess there's no real rush. I might as well see what else people are up to in here.
To be honest, I wasn't even expecting to do the flip coin thing. I was expecting to just say thank you and walk away. That's the trick I do. Good trick. On the first floor of the Student Union building, you'll find both the cafeteria and the campus store. As you might expect, the cafeteria sells a number of different kinds of foods. Meanwhile, the store sells combat equipment like weapons and recovery items. Ah, cool then. This makes it the best place to stock up on supplies or buy new equipment on campus. How much cash do I even have? Hey there, you come for something to eat? There are 3 things to know about our cafeteria's food. It's cheap, delicious, and served quickly, and we're proud of it. So if there's anything you want to order, you just let me know. How much cash do I have? 500 Mira. I don't think I'm buying anything yet then. We can come back for it though. Like, don't have much of a choice here, do I? It's more the fact that I'm not, you know, food before anything else. Hey there, welcome to the campus store. Or what will be the campus store once I finish setting everything up. I'm afraid I can't sell you anything today. Hope you'll come back again when we're ready though. Oh, okay then. 500 Mira, I need to earn some cash. I really need to earn some cash. I figured this academy would have some tough classes given how famous it is, but man, I still underestimate them. It's only April, so they haven't gotten too bad yet, but I think we're in for a tough 2 years. But yeah, if you get into a high-class academy. Man, I always feel hungry after class. Why don't you go get something? The food is pretty good. Is it not bored as well? Do I have to pay for all my food? I used to work in the kitchen at a noble's mansion. So this might be an academy cafeteria, but I can guarantee the quality of my cooking. If you want to try some, just say so at the counter. Oh my god. I hope my parents are sending me some good cash. I pretty much need some money at this point. There seem to be a lot of promising newcomers among the first years. Huh, it should be interesting to watch them all develop. I'm pretty curious about that Class 7 too. It's like they have a whole different curriculum than we did. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Yes, it will be. I'm standing right next to you. Stop talking about me. Any job board there? Staff only again. Room furthest in the back. Oh, more clubs. Literature club. None of my class are in here. Did you get any first years to join the literature club? We got one in the photography club, but he's already showing up late and slacking off. She's lost in her own little book board again. Ah, tall boys with glasses really are the best. Just thinking about them makes me all tingly. You have fun. Tingle away. Right, that is the lower class chess club? What? Why is that got a class distinction? Another day, another beat down by the nobles. I thought for sure they'd be able to win today too. Is this club ever going to break its losing streak? Lower class chess club? You're kidding me. The photography club. Which one's the higher class chess club? Imperial fishing club. Gone fishing. Get it, if that makes sense. What's the higher class chess club? I guess it might be within the higher class place. Staff only? There appears to be a dark room for developing photographs. There's no one in the photography club. Brilliant. Oh, look at some of these pictures though. Trains. Some of them are duplicates. They really like trains. Right, so is this it? It appears to be an unused room. Oh, maybe I can make my own club. The Class VI club. This is the place. It does indeed. We're finally here. There's definitely still someone inside. I can sense it. And I'm not interrupting. Knock or step away. Knocking isn't bad.
Hello? Please come in. It's open.
I recognize that voice. Pardon the interruption. Oh, you're that girl.
It's been about 2 weeks, hasn't it? Welcome to the student council room, Rean Schwarzer. Instructor Sarah sent you, right?
Yes. So, you're a member of the student council then? I wonder if she got moved up a few years. She looks even younger than Fee.
Is something wrong?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just wondering, are you a second-year student?
I am, but there's no need for formalities with me. There's no junior or senior in my book. Towa Herschel. I'm the Student Council President.
President?
Uh-huh. Does that surprise you? I'm sure I'll have plenty of opportunities to interact with you and the other first years during your time here. So if there's anything you need help with, you just come and let me know, okay? I'll do everything in my power to make it better.
Thank you. That's very kind. She's seriously the Student Council President? That's hard to believe. So, the reason I've come here is because you're holding on to something for Class VII, right?
Oh, of course. Here you go. Yours is the one on top.
Let's see. Oh, our student notebooks. I completely forgot about these.
I'm really sorry it's taken so long. Class 7's curriculum is pretty different from any of the other classes. And you're even using a different kind of battle orbment, so yours had to be compiled separately.
Meaning these notebooks have information in them about...
The Arcus, yes. All the student notebooks double as instruction manuals for their accompanying battle orbments. And the other first years are all using the same type as last year, so we could just reuse last year's template. But the Arcus type you're using works quite differently, so we had to write a whole new set of directions from scratch.
Okay, that makes sense. But wait, who's we?
Pretty much just me. Instructor Sarah asked me to do it on her behalf. Which means it's my fault this has taken so long. I'm really sorry.
Oh, no. If anything, it sounds like we owe you a huge debt of gratitude for putting so much time and effort into it. Is that really part of the Student Council's job, though? It seems more like something our instructor should be handling herself.
Technically, you're right, but she's always so busy. And I help out the other instructors a lot, too, so I don't mind lending her a hand from time to time.
What a nice person. Maybe a little too nice for her own good. I doubt she ever gets a moment's rest around here. So, you just need me to give these to the other students in Class 7, right?
Yes, please. I really appreciate what you've all agreed to do, too.
Huh? What do you mean?
I heard all about it from Instructor Sarah. She said you've agreed to help out the Student Council with our work, right? It's such a nice gesture. You're really getting Class 7 off to a great start here at the Academy.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Didn't you tell her that you wanted to help ease our workload? Something about wanting to better yourselves? To prove you were worthy of being a part of this prestigious new class? She said you were all really eager to help out, so I should try to delegate some of my duties to you.
Thank you, my dear. I leave everything in your capable hands. Mwah!
Mwah, indeed.
I'm sorry. Did I misunderstand her or something? Oh, how embarrassing. I didn't mean to start trying to force work onto you when you've only just enrolled.
There's no way I can turn her down. No. Instructor Sarah's absolutely right. Your plate is as full as I've seen, so if I can help you in any way, please let me.
Phew. I thought there had been a terrible misunderstanding there for a moment. But don't worry, I won't give you anything too difficult. It'll mostly just be fulfilling requests from people in the Academy and in Trista.
Requests?
Yep. Sometimes people send in feedback and list things they'd like us to do for them, and we try to help out however we can. I'll pick some up for you to do by the end of the day, and drop the list in your mailbox at your dorm tomorrow morning. Will that be okay with you?
Sure thing. Thanks. Dusk already? What a day. Can't believe she wound up treating me to dinner in the cafeteria. And she's still got more student council work to do yet. How is she so busy? Hello? This is Rean Schwarzer speaking.
Guten Tag, my favorite little Wunderkind. I hear you had a nice little dinner date with the student council president. Ooh la la.
If this is how you treat your favorite little Wunderkind, I dread to think how you treat people you don't like. would you care to explain why you've been signing me up for things behind my back?
I'll skip the details for now, but it's got something to do with the other part of your curriculum that I'll be announcing next week. I thought it'd be a good chance for one of you to do a little rehearsal before the main event. And since the student council truly is busy, I figured, why not kill two birds with one stone? A fine plan, if I do say so myself.
I have a feeling half the reason they're as busy as they are is because of certain instructors. But alright, I'm happy to play along. Basically, you just want me to spend my free day tomorrow helping the student council, right?
Oh, that's entirely up to you. If there's a club you're interested in joining, far be it from me to force you away from it.
No, to be honest, I still haven't found one that really clicks with me, so that won't be a problem. There is one question I'd like to ask, though. Why me, exactly? This seems like the kind of task typically entrusted to the class president or vice president, so Emma or Machias. And even if you were choosing based on social class, Eustace and Laura were both born into noble families. I wasn't. So what makes me so special, exactly?
Well, in a sense, you're effectively at the center of Class VII.
Pardon?
I'm not saying you're its leader, of course. But in a class full of nobles, commoners, and exchange students, you in particular are special. Surely even you can see that, no?
Well...
That's why I decided to give you first dibs, so to speak. I wanted to get an idea of how things might go from here on out. There's never been a class like yours before, after all. So there you have it. The beans have been spilled all over the place. Ball's in your court now.
Wait, what are you drinking?
Beer, of course. It's the weekend and I'm stuck wasting away in my room, imbibing libations. Alas, all by my lonesome. If only I had a classy gentleman friend who'd go out drinking with me. But woe of woes, such a man is nary to be found.
Are you okay?
Never better. But you, instead of trying to put everything in its place, why don't you just go with the flow for a change? It seems like you're desperately trying to find something. But if you don't plant yourself somewhere, you're just gonna blow away with the next big gust that comes along. And on that note, make sure you're back in the dorm by curfew and all transgressions will be forgiven. Toodles!
If I don't plant myself somewhere, huh? She may have a few screws loose, but she's got a point. Maybe I should just try going with the flow and see what comes of it.
Right, Chapter 1, Unconventional Studies begins by the look of things. Unconventional indeed. I really like the voice acting for the teacher too. She's really cool. Afterwards, Rean returns straight to the dormitory. And after relaxing in his room for a while, he decided to walk around the dorms. And when he's done that, you can now view the overall achievements and character tabs of your notebook. Both can be accessed by pressing the touchpad button or choosing Note from the cat menu and selecting their respective tabs. Alright, President Towa left me in charge of handing out everyone's notebooks. Tomorrow's our first free day, so I should get this done with tonight. You can explore Class 7's dorms on the night before each free day. Be aware, however, the story will progress should you return to Lane's room. Okay then. Don't return to Rean's room, hand out everyone's stuff. That's fine then. This is actually a place I haven't explored. So we get battle, combat achievements and stuff. Battles 22, victories 22, escape 0, enemies slain 80, double advantage, triple advantage, etc, etc. Retries even logs there. So we can see class members. We've got like things of Patrick. Does that even tell us where the places they generally are in then? Oh, that's kind of cool. Towa Herschel, Student Council. I don't know how Rean hasn't realised the fact that people can be small. They can be small people. Just because they're older than you doesn't mean they are taller than you or stuff like that, or look older. There can be people with different looks, man. Got the books one, the voice stuff, which you can actually just hear again, which is kind of cool.
I feel a little wind blowing from the east. I bet the exit's that way.
Or a fart. What else have we got? The main, Rean Schwarzer. He's got current AP 1. Lionheart medals you can get 2. You can look through the chapter info. So that's not too bad. Well, I guess we'll explore this dorm, shall we? Let's just knock into people's houses and go, hey! I got a notebook. Hello, Rean. Something the matter? Towa gave me Class 7 student notebooks down earlier, so I'm just going around delivering those. Here's yours, Elliot. Oh, thanks. Anyway, were you playing the violin in here? Sorta. It's pretty late, so I wasn't really playing per se, just doing the fingering and motions. The wind orchestra isn't meeting tomorrow, so I thought I should get in some practice tonight instead. Wow, you're really into your music, huh? I can't imagine most people being that invested in their hobbies. Your room's chock full of musical stuff, too. It's not that much, honestly. It'd be nice if the walls in these dorms were a bit more soundproof, though. I'd be able to play all night without bothering anyone. Spoken like a true music nerd. I mean, you've got several. Well, that one's significantly smaller. Maybe they just look smaller. No, he's got more. He's got a lot of them. This should be Macius's room. Who is it? It's me, Rean. I've got something here for you. I'll be right there. I have trouble with... It's Rean, isn't it? But I want to say like Rian and stuff like that. I'm not getting used to the spellings here. And Macius. We gave him the student notebook. So I made you go to all that trouble. Oh, don't worry about it. Were you in the middle of studying there? I'm sorry if I interrupted you. No need to be sorry for that. How do you know I was studying though? You've got a pencil marks all over the sides of your hands. Well then, you should make sure to do plenty of studying yourself. You don't want to find yourself falling behind. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Most of our classes seem like they'll be pretty hard too. Agreed. Besides, there'll be a chance to show up those snobby upper class students. I'll see you tomorrow then. Yeah, good night. I haven't seen inside his room. Let me look. I'll look inside the room. It should be Justus's room. Who's there? It's me, Rean. I've got your student notebook here. Very well. Ooh, nice tea set. Yeah, my thanks. Don't mention it. Mind if I ask what you're up to? I was simply reading. Oh, what kind of book? A biography I borrowed from the library. Why must I indulge your mundane little questions? Huh? While we may live in the same dorm, the two of us are perfect strangers. Your proximity to me does not give you license to intrude on my private life. You're right. I'm sorry about that. Pay no mind. Also, I suggest you be more mindful of when and to whom you volunteer your time. Otherwise, people will be more than happy to simply use you at every turn. He knows. Was that meant to be a warning? He doesn't seem like an easy guy to make friends with, that's for sure. But maybe he's got a good heart. I feel like he does. Oh, see, I can go in some people's rooms. Food seems to be your important thing, then? Food, but still a bit Spartan, I say. Oh, you've got an easel, and you've got paints. You're gonna keep up with your work, are you? Hey, Rean, what's up? Actually, I was just looking for you. I've got your student notebook here. Here you go. Oh, I was wondering when that would come. Thanks. So I had to make you go out your way to deliver it. No worries. Your room's got a really distinctive feel to it, though. What's that hanging on the wall? It's a sort of ornament made in the North Highlands. I want to be a nice way to bring the spirit of my homeland along with me. I see. It really does give the whole room an exotic feel. You've got your brushes out too, so I'm guessing you're going to spend tomorrow painting? Yeah, I'm planning to head over to the art club. Feel free to come along if you feel like it. Will do. Where's the thing on the wall? Oh, there we go. Nice tassels there. Alright, next up. Oh, that's my room. This boys are on one floor, right? This appears to be a vacant room. Okay. So the girls are on a separate floor entirely. Are they up or down? Maybe I haven't handed out my own notebook yet. Maybe I failed at that. Hey, Teach. You're still drinking, are you? You've come to the student dorm to drink. You really can't beat a nice cold beer after work. No, wait. Maybe you can. With 2 ice cold beers. Have you been drinking all night? At least try not to fall asleep here, okay? I don't want you to catch a cold. Don't you worry your pretty little head about me. I'm indestructible. Especially since I've got the day off tomorrow. You say that like it totally excuses your entire night drinking. Well, anyway, you were nice enough to take on some work for the student council, so that's a load off my shoulders. I'm looking forward to seeing how you perform tomorrow. Right. Wow, she went from plastered to bastard in the blink of an eye. Nice phrase. Looks like there's a lot more to it than I thought. Never seen that one used before. That's quite interesting. So this appears to be a vacant room. That's a good line. I like that line. I feel like that needs to get some real life use. Next room. I need to give Elisa a student notebook too. Oh no! Right, here goes. Who is it? It's me, Rean. What do you want? What are you even thinking coming to some innocent girl's room this late at night? Okay, good point. I wouldn't have under normal circumstances, but there's something I need to give you. Rean explained that Towa asked him to hand out everyone's student notebooks. Oh, okay. Wait a moment. Nice cuddly toy. Hurry up and hand it over. Okay, just hold on a second. Rean took out Elisa's notebook. She reminds me of Kalilika a little bit. It should be this one, looks-wise. Let's see, Elisa don't read that! Elisa snatched the student notebook out of Rean's hands. I can't let my guard down around you for a second, can I? Sorry, I can't tell which notebook is which without looking inside. I really didn't mean any harm. Well, so you say. Anyway, that's all you wanted, isn't it? Good night, then. Guess I'll have to back off for tonight. But it seems that R is just an initial. I didn't finish reading her full name before she snatched it out of my hands, though. Is there a reason she's hiding it? Ah, no reason. It should be Laura's room. She won't be asleep. Hey, Laura, are you in there? Is that you, Rean? I'll be right there. Rean handed Laura her student notebook. Thank you for taking the time to deliver it to me. Don't worry about it. What were you doing anyway? You didn't hear me knocking, you're covered in sweat. I was just practicing with a wooden sword. I must be so focused on my practice that I didn't hear you knock at first. That's some concentration, alright. Maybe I should do some practicing when I get back to my room too. You said you don't want to neglect your training. I'd enjoy it if I had someone to duel with sometime too. Well then, good night. Good night. Good night, good night. She wants a sparring partner. It should be Emma's room. Yes, who is it? It's me, Rean. Do you have a moment? Ah, Rean, I'll be right there. Thank you. Oh, on an unrelated note, how are you planning on spending the day tomorrow? I'm thinking I'll help out the student council. How about you? I plan on looking at some more clubs. I haven't seen what the culture clubs have to offer yet, so I'll be visiting them tomorrow. Alright, joining a club does sound like a good idea. Let me know if any of them seem really good. Alright, I will. Also, I do hope you're able to make up with Elisa soon. Did you hear us just now? Well, you weren't exactly quiet. I think Elisa still needs to sort out her feelings about everything. But don't worry, I'm sure it will all work out in the end. Thanks. Good night, Emma. Good night. Thank you for bringing me my notebook too. So that leaves Faye, doesn't it? This should be Faye's room. Who's there? Or Fee? It's me, Run. I've got something here for you. I'm going to say that name wrong all the time. Get ready for that. Coming. Cheers. Oh, were you asleep? I didn't mean to wake you up. It's fine. I suppose you wouldn't sleep this early, though. I mean, we just had dinner. I didn't have anything else to do. I expected to shut the door. You done? Yeah, just wanted to give you the notebook. Right. She did just shut the door, basically. She's a unique one, that girl. I wonder how she ended up a student here anyway. Well, that should be everything done in here, so these should be vacant rooms again. This appears to be... I can see into the rooms! Instructor Sarah's room is locked. Honestly, Sarah's room. We found a way to glitch inside. Well, I guess it's time for me to go to bed, guys. It's room 201, isn't it? That's my room. Shall I call it a day? Choosing the rest will cause the date to change and the main story to advance. I don't think we've got anything else to do, he says. Can't leave after all, I imagine. I should check that, actually. So we move on to the 18th of April. A free day! Obtain student council tasks in April. Old Schoolhouse Mystery, Oral Delivery required, and a noteworthy loss is unread. I kind of dropped my student notebook and now I can't find it anywhere. Would anyone be willing to help me look? I'll be looking for it on the first floor of the Student Union building, and I'd really appreciate it if someone lent me a hand. Colette, Year 1, Class 4. Let's go help her out ASAP. So, required Oral Delivery. I've just finished repairing a bunch of Oral Tech here at the Engineering Club, but I need someone to deliver everything. Stop by the Engineering building, left of the Student Union building, and I'll tell you more. George. And we got Old Schoolhouse Mystery required as well. Principal Van Dyke. I have reason to believe that strange phenomena have been occurring in the old schoolhouse of late. As such, I would like to request that one or more combat-ready students look into this and report back to me. For more details, come see me in my office on the first floor of the main building. I guess I should do that one first, considering it's the non-required one. Student Union Building, first floor. One for the principal, one from the engineering club. Oh hey, one from another first year. I certainly wasn't expecting a request from the principal as one of my very first assignments. I didn't screw up. I'm curious about that one from the engineering club too. Sounds interesting. Well, I've got all day, so let's just dive in, I guess. You can now view the quest tab in your notebook. The quest tab automatically records the progress of all quests, extracurricular activities you undertake. It can be accessed by pressing the touchpad button or by choosing Note. Some quests must be completed in order to advance the main story. These quests have a requirement mark next to their name, and the story will progress only once they've been completed. Quests without this mark are not essential for advancement and will disappear from the list if not undertaken in a timely manner. Receive 2 bonding points. About bonding events. Oh, we can bond. On free days, special events can be triggered with certain classmates and sub-characters. These are called bonding events. 1 point will be consumed each time you view an event, but your bond with that character will be strengthened. When the time of day advances to evening, all daytime bonding events and quests will no longer be available. Oh, time of day as well. In exchange, you'll receive 1 bonus point, which can be used to trigger an evening exclusive bonding event. So wait, you can... I'm confused. So you get 2 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon? Or do you get, if you don't use the 2 in the morning, you get 1 in the afternoon? Or you just get 2 and 1? I'm so confused. Receive 1 bonus point. Okay, cool. I'll get that. Oh, there's Mike, tell me. On your free days, you can use bonding points to participate in bonding events with other characters. View bonding events allows you to gain link experience with that character. Different bonding events will be available during the daytime and evening. In the evenings on your free days, you will receive an additional bonding point. Okay. So basically you want to use 2 in the morning and then 1 later. Sure. Spend time with Machias, yes. Maybe I should just spend time with Elisa. She won't like it. Elisa, I'm coming to spend some time with you. Is time currently going by, or is that just my bonding points? I worry about these time events. Machias' room is locked. I guess they're all out there, to be honest. Oh, we didn't even go in here. That's our dining hall, is it? Oh, we do get fed. Nice. Actually, I should have checked out the teacher. She must be stone drunk. I want to see if she's got a hangover. I want to wake her up. Go out and see the daylight. The weather's beautiful today. Right then, let's head out. The center of Trista is a shopping district. You can purchase a variety of items in the stores there. Brandon's General Goods stocks ingredients and accessories. Le Sage is a boutique selling clothing, footwear, and accessories. Key's Bookstore sells reading materials such as newspapers and obviously books. Cush's Cafe and Inn stocks food items. You can also pay a small fee to rest here and restore your CP. You can now use the square button to access the quick travel menu. When in town, you can use the square button to access the quick travel menu. Selecting a location allows you to travel there instantly. You can also see where people are by the look of it. You You can also see character locations as well as whether they have a bonding event available. No event or you've already viewed this character's event available. Nice. That streamlines it a bit more. Anyway, let's go back in the dormitory. Oh, that's not teacher's room. Where's teacher's room again? Oh, she's on the first floor. She's like 101 or something. She's... this one. That's my room, you idiot. I'm really good at this. She's this one. Are you okay? Oh my... let's look elsewhere. Let's see if there are any... yeah, there's more bottles over here. There's a plate where she... that's a makeshift table, is it? Some more bottles. You got a problem, lady. That's a bit of a problem. Oh, hopping right on it. Aren't you the diligent student? I bet Towa's got you so wrapped around her finger already that she snaps her fingers and you leap into action. No, that's not how it is. And besides, I'm not even sure what to think of you sitting here relaxing after dumping all that work on me. Hey now, I'm an instructor. It's my precious day off, so let me just be completely unproductive for one day, okay? I feel like in your mind every day is a day off. Yes. I wonder what kind of tolerance she has. Lisa! I know you want to talk with me. We're going to bond. Let's bond. Who do I bond with first? Alright, well I know what place I'm heading to first, no matter what. On the trail of any good stuff. You try to bond with me, you. That's where I'm going. Right, we finally go in the bookstore. Is there any books here? Papers? Welcome! Have a look. We got some solid books for students lined up here. You keeping up well in class, mate? Mate, I hope you are, because being a student's all about getting you in the books. I can't say much though, because I'll be focused on working indeed. Yes! It's her again. Why, do us a favour and don't try to read through the books without buying them. It's fine if you have a wee swatch to check the contents and stuff, but make sure you buy it if it's what you're looking for. Sure. R, pirate. I can't do Scottish. Right. Imperial Chronicle Issue 1. Budget and military expansion plans revealed. Book about relaxing music. We've got a book for tourists, introducing good tourist spots in Legroom, and a book full of touching and moving paintings. Sure. Well, we'll obviously buy the Imperial Chronicle. I haven't got much money at this point. Have you heard of Red Moon Rose? It's a pretty popular novel these days. As a matter of fact, I happen to have the first chapter of it right here. Why not give it a read? Here we go then. After getting all the Carnelias, it begins anew. Red Moon Rose. Are you sure I could just have it? Think of it as thanks for helping the student council with their work. And besides, giving you a free book makes you more likely to buy one from us in the future, right? Thanks. Next time I need a book, you'll be the first to know. The first book, generally easy to find, right? Who would have thought it'd be in the bookstore after all? DLC? Oh my god. I can have casual clothes and faceplates for everyone? These look spoilers as well. Mishi? Ride along, Mishi. You could even have early stuff. Shining pom baits. I shouldn't even looked. That's a lot of stuff. We won't open them now, that's for sure. Should we read the Imperial Chronicle first, find out about the used? Oh, how do I read it? I don't read it through that. I read it through the notes section. Okay, cool. The Imperial Chronicle Issue 1. Politics! The annual budget announced. The government today held a press conference to reveal its annual budget to the nation. At the same time, new plans to expand the military were announced, including the strengthening of the armoured divisions, reaffirming earlier statements made by Chancellor Osborne. With the neighbouring coward republic continuing to expand its own armed forces, this seems an appropriate reaction, and the duty of a great nation such as ours. Reactions to the Imperial Diet. Both the House of Representatives and House of Peers met to... oh, is it like a UK-ish kind of thing? Met to debate the budget in Heimdallr. The House of Representatives voted unanimously in favour of the budget and military expansion plan, but the House of Peers remained fiercely critical of both proposals through the debates. I pray that His Majesty decides in the best interest of this nation, House appears President. However, with His Majesty leaving decisions regarding the budget in the hands of the Chancellor, it seems unlikely they'll be overturned. Imperial Governor Regnitz speaks. In response to an Imperial Chronicle reporter outside City Hall, Governor Regnitz had this to say about the budget debate. The proposals have my full approval. Much has been made of the military aspects, but taken as a whole, I feel the budget is remarkably well balanced. It seems apparent to me that His Excellency has a clear vision for how to proceed in modernizing this country. Society section. The Imperial Transportation Act. It has been a year since the Imperial Transportation Act was enacted in I'm never going to say that right as well. Hamdaller. The law was... I need to hear it. A law was drafted with the expectation that the number of orbital cars in the city would continue to increase. But how have our dear readers reacted to the bill? We have found that the majority seem to be in favour of the new law, though some have argued that giving the cars of commoners a regard equal to that of the nobility makes little sense. City Hall PR representative who supported the law. The Imperial government maintains that the law has been successful in reducing the number of motoring accidents and aims to eventually introduce it into the rest of the country. Culture, Seldic Grand Market. The eastern town of Seldic is both known for the Grand Market, or best known for the Grand Market, which is held regularly throughout the year. This year's spring market is bustling as usual and has attracted large numbers of tourists and merchants. But what is it that makes the market so lively? Because the town is located on a trade route that has long been vital to this nation, is the opinion of Otto, the market manager. He believes that Seldic's position as an interchange station, where passengers can transfer from the Transcontinental Railroad to national lines, makes it easily accessible for visitors from both outside and inside the country. Whatever the reason, the market's popularity is showing no signs of letting up. Spotlight, welcome to the RF store. Our goal is to deliver the best latest Rhineford Group products. We're your one-stop all technology shop. This is the best one. My best place on the thing. Red Moon Rose, then. Oh my goodness, it's 18 pages! We start with an 18-page chapter! We started with 10 pages today. With Carnelia, 18 pages! Sit back. Be comfortable. It's a big book. Let's read The Red Moon, Chapter 1 of Red Moon Rose. Our story begins in Erebonia during the Middle Ages, some 200 years ago. The War of the Lions had concluded in western Zemuria, and Emperor Deucals, a driving force behind its resolution, had been deceased for over a decade. The imperial capital, Heimdall, was a beautiful, traditional city with rows of cheerful red brick buildings that had earned it the nickname the Vermilion Capital. In one back alley of the city, however, a solemn mood reigned. Soldiers in military uniforms paced up and down, while a crowd of onlookers gathered to see what was going on. Oh, I haven't clicked yet. I can't go. Now I can turn the page. They clung to the edge of the scene, refusing to disperse no matter how many times they were asked. At the center of the commotion lay a young woman. Her skin was shockingly pale, as if not a drop of blood ran through her veins. On her neck, 2 dark red spots stood out in stark contrast to the pallid flesh. Seeing this, a middle-aged soldier let out a loud sigh and took out his pocket watch. It was just after 6. He gave a curt order to his subordinates to find out who she was, and the woman's body was swiftly carried away from the curious stares of the Gawkers. After watching her safely borne away, he noticed a young soldier following the woman with his eyes as well. Alphonse! He tapped the young man on his shoulder. The soldier started, seeming to realize that he was still on duty. Sorry, Gerard. Somewhat flustered, Alphonse adjusted his beret. Then hung his head apologetically. Though snapped from his reverie, it was clear that he still had something on his mind. I believe I told you before to address me as Sir while on duty. I am your commanding officer, after all, Gerard said jokingly. With a fond pat on the shoulder, Gerard reminded him to stay focused and then left to give orders to the rest of his subordinates. Alphonse quickly returned to his post, silently grateful for Gerard's characteristically thoughtful gesture. Watching this exchange was another young soldier, the same age as Alphonse. Scowling unpleasantly, he gave an audible tut. The girl's untimely demise, though shocking, was but one in a series of grisly murders that were the talk of the town. Most of the victims were young women who had been out at night, and they had all met their ends through loss of blood. Or put another way, the victims had died after having all the blood drained from their bodies. Furthermore, all of the bodies which had been found had something else in common. Each had bite marks on their neck, as if they had been pierced by incredibly sharp fangs. It didn't take long for word of this to start to spread among the people of Heimdall, and all who heard the rumours were quick to think of one of the many ancient legends which existed in Erebonia. Specifically, the legend that described immortal, monstrous creatures which roamed the land at night, feeding on the blood of humans. It was these very legends that eventually became the inspiration for the mass killing's new moniker, the Vampire Murders. That night, after his duties were complete, Alphonse made his way to a small tavern tucked away in a corner of the capital by the name of Eleglia, to enjoy a late evening meal. As he sat down to his dinner, a pretty girl near his own age with a glossy chestnut ponytail studied him with obvious concern. So how is it, Alfie? Is it nice? I hope so. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. The girl, Luca, had been Alphonse's friend since his arrival at Heimdall about 10 years before. A shy, nervous smile tugged at her lips as she continued to watch him. Alphonse felt a hot blush creep up his neck under her intense gaze, but he forced himself to eat. The beef stew she had made had a simple yet comforting taste to it.
Yeah, you should have. It's really good.
You've really gotten the hang of this. Luca relaxed at his words, and with a few quick self-conscious glances at the rest of the tavern customers, she seated herself opposite him. Her courage seemed spent after this gesture, though, and they sat in awkward silence for some time until she managed a hesitant, "How's work going these days?" At the word work, Alphonse's hand, which was carrying food to his mouth, instantly came to a halt. Despite the so-called vampire murders going on for quite some time, they had been unable to find a single clue to the culprit behind it all. The corpse of the woman from that afternoon flashed across his mind's eye, and the pleasant flavour of the stew died on his tongue. So young. She must have had family, friends, perhaps even a partner, just like anyone else. She had had her whole life ahead of her, and yet that life had been brought to a sudden end, just like so many others before her. What the criminal had done was unforgivable, but the reprehensible nature of the crimes wasn't the only reason that Alphonse was obsessed with this case. Though sadly for him, there was very little that he could do to solve it now that he had been removed from the investigation team. Luca's soft voice brought him back from his thoughts. "Alfie, just don't go overdoing it, okay?" Her kind words made Alphonse realise how tense his expression must have become. The concern embarrassed him. "I'm fine, honestly," he said in what he hoped was a reassuring voice. Alphonse was a member of a unit of the Imperial Army popularly known as the Gerard team, which was responsible for maintaining law and order in Heimdall. Gerard, the team's commanding officer, had long cared for Alphonse like a father, and it was his recommendation that led Alphonse to join the army and become a member of the team. Since then, he lived in a dormitory near the army's guardhouse. His meal at the tavern finished, he sketched Luca a quick goodbye and took his usual route back towards the dormitory. An eerily red-coloured moon hung full in the sky, bathing the brick buildings in a bewitching carmine glow. Walking along, Alphonse couldn't help but notice that the number of people on the streets at night was much smaller of late. Considering the culprit behind the vampire murder still hadn't been found, that was hardly surprising though. And yet, despite the fact that barely anyone dared to take to the streets, new victims kept appearing one after another, as if to mock the soldiers who patrolled in the dead of night to keep them safe. The sense of fear in the city increased by the day, and was a deep unease shared by all, even the soldiers. Silently he swore to himself yet again that he would stop at nothing to catch whoever was responsible and bring them to justice. Suddenly, Alphonse stopped in his tracks, his troubled thoughts interrupted by the sight of an unaccompanied woman walking ahead of him. The deep shadows blanketing the path made it difficult to be certain, but she seemed unsteady on her feet. To his further surprise, she then turned and disappeared down an even darker back alley. Considering the ongoing vampire murders, it was hard to believe that anyone could be so careless. With a resolute air, Alphonse set about following the woman, determined to call out to her and try to prevent her from coming to any harm. He entered the back alley. Gloom obscured all but the sharpest of angles. He squinted, willing his eyes to adjust. The soft outline of a woman's back took shape in the depths of the alley. "Excuse me, miss, I'm not sure it's wise to be..." Alphonse forgot what he was going to say. Something was wrong. Slowly the woman turned to face him. Her head hung limply to the side, long hair masking her face. A hint of eyes could be seen through the wild locks, but they held no focus, no awareness. She opened her mouth and moaned. Horrified by the disturbing figure before him, Alphonse froze. In an instant she was on him, arms outstretched. She lunged and seized his neck in a crushing grip. Taken completely by surprise, he fell backwards, the weight of her pinning him down. Slowly, methodically, she began to squeeze. He croaked. How could that seemingly lifeless woman be capable of such unnatural strength? No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't pry her hands away from around his windpipe. All his training, his youthful strength, none of it seemed to count for anything against those unyielding claws. Her fingers dug deeper still, and the already painful absence of air became indescribable agony. From his low vantage point, Alphonse was able to see more of the woman's face now. It swam in and out of view of his oxygen-starved brain, but her pale flesh was almost luminous against the darkness of the night. Her lips were chapped and colourless. As she squeezed, they began to part in a hungry leer, the edges splitting. Dinner. Although Alphonse could barely understand what was happening, his instincts knew exactly what the woman was about to do. He bucked and writhed desperately in her grip, but her hold was too great. Black began seeping into his vision. Even as he remembered the sabre belted to his waist, he was too weak to draw it. The blank-eyed woman pressed her face eagerly towards his neck, teeth bared and mouth yawning wide. Alphonse began to close his eyes. Death seemed his only choice, but just then, the world in his fading view exploded. Randomly snorted at the end there. reading too much. This is very appropriate music for the story. Indeed it is. A vampire tale we have this time, do we? Well, if we've already got that book, maybe I'll buy the other books. Relaxation through music, the Legroom guidebook, and touching paintings too. I didn't actually buy the relaxation through music. But I won't read them just yet. I think we're good with that. Basically, I've spent everything I have on books. And in fact, those books are actually items to do something with? What? Oh, you can use it. So you can use these ones, but not these ones. Those ones get stored. That's weird. I'll see what that is in the future. Right, where do I go now? Lino flowers are gradually starting to wilt and die. There's still a certain beauty to them, but they're a symbol of springtime, so it's always sad to see them go. Such as the passing of seasons, though. Alright, well, one place to always check out is to get food, to get recipes. If we can cook food? That's a good question, actually. Will you look at that? One of the new recruits. How'd you like a nice meal? We've got some good stuff on our menu, and we make it fast. Order whatever your little heart desires. Oh, and by the way, if you see a free table, go ahead and use it to study. So we can rest here, can we? It's an inn too. Roasted coffee and crispy pizza. Mildly burnt cheese. Unacceptable. Another year of exciting students happily interacting with those who live here. It's a familiar sight here in Trista, but a comforting one. Hi, old man Abbott. Sarah really needs to calm down with all the drinking. Just the other day, she got really drunk and started complaining to me about all sorts of different things. Mostly about how she can't handle the vice principal. Now she's worried she'll never find the right man for herself. Even listening to her tired me out. Poor Sarah. Valestein. Anyone in any of the inns here? Well, I guess the minimap would actually show us if there was someone in here. Turbo mode. Let's walk fast. Alright, what other shops have we not checked out yet? Oh, the pawn shop. Most of the new students come in to buy stationery from us this time of year. It's always fun to show them around since they seem like having a good time. April's always a good month. Right, the general goods store too. Huh, the stock here isn't bad considering how small the town is. Everything's quite a bit cheaper at our shop though, due to our consistently priced bulk buying strategies. Clever, clever. The food here is so fresh, I love it. It's nice and cheap too. Save me money on used old clothes. What? To use on clothes, that's the one. I definitely recommend this place to students like you. Saves me money to use on clothes. Okay then. You're that first year book of the student council, aren't you? They're always helping us Trista folks out, which means you probably will too. Nice to meet you in that case. Alright, what do you sell? Sweet cookies, fresh eggs. We are definitely going to get to cook. Oh, is there prevent poison? Confusion. Confusion. That's the thing we hate the most. No more debilitating status apart from death in any game. Let's go to Particular Sage. Hey, can you do me a favour? Me? Well, if I can help, sure. I have some underwear trouble. But. Could you compare these to the pair I'm wearing? I want to know which ones are cuter. What? Take it easy. I'm just joking around. What's with this girl? Now that was a reaction. You should have heard me. You seem like a guy worth teasing. I'm not trying to talk to you, lady. You're just dirt. Welcome to the Trista branch of the Sage. Our store features an assortment of the fashions you'd find in our main branch in Heimdall, as well as goods for students. If you ever feel like your wardrobe needs a little refreshing, stop by and we'll find something just for you. What do you actually sell them? Actual... Oh no, they actually like gear. That's a bit of a shame though. That is really good and I've used my money. A t-shirt with a border print design made of light material. It is really good compared to what we've got. I need to earn money. And the best way I can do that is by doing quests, right? Fingers crossed. I don't know if the student council gets any money. Alright, we'll go in that shop in a second, but Mitch's pawn shop over here is quite interesting. Mitched. Are you Mitched? Do you write books? One of the red ones, huh? Well, whatever. Ask if you want something. Aren't shopkeepers supposed to be friendly? Student, huh? Well, take a look around. I've just heard your name before. So we can trade stuff with him? For you material. Ground bait. A bait designed to lure in fish. Increase the number of times you can fish at a specific spot. Zeram powder. Cures KO, restores all HP, restores 100 CP. That's amazing. Equipment things we can get to. Silver earring times 3 will change into a silver chain, which I'm guessing is better. Ride along bears with the U material. Proxy puppets can maybe be made into a yellow pendulum, prevent seal and mute. That's good. Oh, wow. So if we get multiple of gems, we can then turn it into something else. That's cool. Very cool. Analyze too. Obtains data on information. That could be good. Got the U material for it. I still need 2 analyzers though. Well, Mitch shop's interesting then. We're still very much in the exploration phase of this game, aren't we, a bit? Ah, the store is lit with all sorts of gardening tools and products. There doesn't seem to be anything that's needed here. Why? I might want to take up gardening. You can't force me to do stuff. That's the station over there. I was surprised to find that in spite of its quaint size, this town has all the shops one could possibly want. This cafe has a rather pleasant atmosphere too. Seems like the perfect environment for studying. Yeah, it certainly feels like a town built around the academy. I had to hand it to you though. You're really dedicated to your studies. Just doing what's expected of a student. You should try to make a habit of preparing for classes in advance and then reviewing new material afterward. Seems like a smart idea. Maybe this would be a good chance to get to know him a bit better. No, I don't want to spend any bonding time with you, Macius. You've been a bit of an ass thus far. Oh. Man, the weather's perfect today. The fish are really going to be biting today. Looks like it's a student from one of the upper classes. Hey there, I haven't met you yet. You've got one of those red uniforms on, so I guess you're from Class 7? That's right, my name is Rean Schwarzer. Are you a first year too? Yep, I'm Kenneth Lakelord, Class 2, great name. I'm part of the Imperial Fishing Club. Good name for your lovely hobby too. It's really laid back, you'd like it. But yeah, pleasure's all mine. Likewise, he's pretty laid back himself, especially for a noble. I take it the Imperial Fishing Club's about fishing. You catch on quick. Trista's supposed to be a great place for fishing. I hear there are a ton of different fish you can catch here. I'm just trying to figure out the right spot. Seems like I'm fun at least. You've done a bit of fishing in your time, haven't you? How about giving it another shot? Well, sure, but how did you know that? Just a hunch. Well then, from one fisherman to another. Received the fishing book. Received a beginner rod. Are you sure I can have these? I feel kind of bad just getting all this stuff for nothing. Don't even sweat it. The Imperial Fishing Club's here to spread the joy of fishing, so it's all good. We start off as a white angler, but don't think too much about that. Just fish away to your heart's content. That doesn't sound bad. What? Just ignore that for now. It's not that important. Well, yeah, once you've started landing some big catches, come and talk to me. I'll trade you some cool prizes for your points. Prizes? Points? What's going on? Now that that's all explained, it's time for me to head off. I've got some fish to catch. I'll be fishing at the pond on campus if you want to join me. You do that, Lake Lord. Beginner rod just for magic ups, yeah. I'm still confused about some of the stuff he said, but oh well. Still, now that I have a rod, it wouldn't hurt to start fishing again. Let's see, the label says it's made by the Lake Lord Company. Wait a minute, isn't Lake Lord his last name? His family must be pretty famous then, and I'd assume experts on fishing. He was looking over there, right? Seems like it'd be a decent fishing spot. The pond he mentioned is available too, so maybe I'll give that a shot when I have the time. You can now view the fishing tab in your notebook. At fishing points, you can fish a set number of times. By catching a fish, you'll earn angler points, and the amount you get will depend on the variety and size of the fish you catch. Get fishing to earn more points. Talking to Kenneth will allow you to exchange your angler points for items, badges, spells, by look at it too. 50 points for a mute. As your angler rank increases, he will have more items available to trade for.